mentee, right? We've got that out there. So I'm going to put that in the chat again too, just so people know that this is a full fun type meeting, that we're going to have different things to do. So there is a mentee in the chat that you can log in, and we're going to have some trivia, and we're going to do some really fun other things in here so we can start talking. But I forget, is this all staff meeting or? No, we're here to talk about Betsy Culpepper. And I'm Robert Noska. And as Robert, I'd like to welcome you to Betsy's retirement party. So welcome everybody. Welcome Betsy and everybody who loves Betsy and has had the great opportunity to work with Betsy for so many wonderful years. We're just super excited to have the opportunity that we can at least let you know how much we appreciate everything you've done. What a great partner you've been in so many of the different things that we've done. You just make such a difference, and we're going to miss the hell out of you. So so I was asking Betsy about if you can see this slide that she has this picture of Betsy on this congratulations invite, and I just love this picture. I look at it and I just immediately think, like, that you were sitting at Studio 54 somewhere. And so the more that I thought about that, I decided that I better just start like Googling, and sure enough, Betsy Culpepper doing the hustle out there at Studio 54.
Send me that picture.
The more that I look,
send me that picture.
There's Betsy with Andy Warhol.
Nice.
Of course, in there. And so, yeah, Betsy, it's just kind of amazing, all the different things that you have done.
You have quite the hat collection, Betsy. Congratulations.
Right? Exactly.
Steve, how did you get Betsy to give you these pictures?
You just Google it. It's out there, man. All this stuff, it's just out there. She's just, making the scene, hitting it up. Yeah. But what we're here for, right? We're going to talk about Betsy. Oh, we've got a guest in the lobby that we'll let them in. Why not? Everybody's welcome.
That's right.
It's different than your Studio 54 days, right? There's not the velvet stanchion.
That's true.
People can't get in. We are an inclusive group here. We're letting anybody in to this party. And so we've got a couple of people that wanted to spend a little time talking about Betsy. And so we were going to start right off the bat. We're going to have Mark Chapin join us. And hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm great, and I feel very privileged that Betsy asked me to come and say a few words about her and her work and how we're going to miss her. Betsy, I think my greatest regret is that I didn't get to work with you more. And part of that is the good work of BTS and keeping, my IT devices going, but I didn't get to work with you as much as I would have liked to. But I will say this, Steve. You mentioned we're going to miss Betsy and what she does, but I'm going to miss her for who she is, because what I saw and experienced was an individual who is very calm, very kind, serious in her work, somebody who wants to share her knowledge and learnings for the rest of us. I also saw somebody that had a really great sense of humor, and Betsy has the ability to solve problems. I think every problem I ever presented her with, and there weren't that many, but some of them were kind of thorny. She solved them, and I will miss her. Betsy, I will miss you in your quiet strength. And I know we've had some challenging times, especially the last few years, but maybe the last few years just highlighted how challenging things were before. We just didn't know it until we had a pandemic that kind of forced us to look harder at some of the challenges that we face every day. I know you've had a great influence on BTS. You certainly had an influence on the culture in resident real estate services. And Rory, sorry, we had to change the name a couple of years ago. That taxpayer services thing, we just couldn't figure out what the service was. Well, we'd take people's wallets and purses and say, thank you so much. But you've had a great influence on the culture in the department, and also obviously the assessor's office and the examiner as far as RPG. So I guess I want to just conclude by saying thank you again for your service. Thank you for who you are and for your presence. It was a real blessing for all of us. It's certainly for myself. So thank you, Betsy.
Thank you, Mark. I'll give you a
Yeah.
clap.
That's great. It's so true. You know, Mark, as you were talking, I was thinking about my very first day in taxpayer services, and Betsy was one of the first people who came by my cube, showed me how to log into my machine, made sure that I had things, showed me where I could steal office supplies from. She was like one of the very first touch points of the department, and making me feel welcome and making sure that I had everything that I need. And I will be forever grateful to you, Betsy, because you were one of the first friendly faces. Everybody's friendly, right? But you were one of the first people who really made sure that I had everything that I needed so that I could get started in doing the work that we do. So I'm really grateful for that. Now, for those of you who may have joined us a little bit later, I'm going to point out in the chat, we have a Menti presentation so that you can log in, because we've got some other things that we're going to do besides just talking about Betsy, right? We've got some trivia time with Betsy. So Betsy, now I was kind of surprised and amazed that she mentioned to me that you were born in 1959, right? And you joined Hennepin County in 1988.
Right.
And so when we were talking about some trivia, she decided that we should kind of focus on some of those. And so we're thinking about those dates. And so our trivia is kind of focused between the years of 1959 and 1988, and kind of an amalgamation of everything in between. But we've got those numbers here in the Menti. And so if you log into there, we can take a vote. Let's go to the first one, go to Menti. And first question, just an easy one. Who was elected president of the United States in 1988? Right? Oh, we got, Reagan ahead of Bush, coming in, coming on, keeping up. Right? We got a vote. It's a horse race, right? It's coming in. Now this one, I have to admit, Betsy, when you sent me this question and you sent me the answer, I said, that's wrong. That's not right.
You got it wrong.
Yes, I actually Googled it, and I was just like, see, she got it wrong. I can't believe she got that wrong, because I know people are still voting. I'm going to give you one more second, but it's tied right now, right? I was with the 11. I said Ronald Reagan.
Oh.
This is a trick question, right? This threw me. We're not asking you who was president in 1988. We're asking you who was elected president in 1988. Right? So
You got us.
is, of course, George H.W. Bush Sr. and Papa Bush.
And women
Inauguration. Of course, once again, Betsy making the scene, always stylish. Another very stylish hat, in your rakish beret as you make the scene.
I snuck in on that one.
Right? Yes, lovely. A vision in green. Yeah, so wonderful. So that's our first trivia, but we've got more to come. But before we do, it's time to talk about Betsy again. So that's why we're here, right? At the end of the day, we're here to celebrate Betsy and talk about Betsy. So next, Reen is going to jump in, and Reen, talk about Betsy.
Well, thanks, Steve. And Betsy, like Mark, I was honored that you asked me to speak at your retirement party. And Steve, I wanted to share some trivia. Usually I win the trivia at these things. And I wanted to share some information people could use, but I already got the first question wrong. So I don't know if my data is accurate, Steve. Yeah. We'll see. Anyway, Betsy, so first I just wanted to say thank you for your many years of service at Hennepin County. And it's been a real privilege for me to work with you over the past several years. And I'm always amazed at how committed you are to serving the residents, and also just speaking up for other people on the team, and also people on the team that have been underrepresented in the past. And so I always appreciated your voice and your perspective. and the fact that whether you agreed or disagreed, you always brought things forward in a respectful way. And I'm going to miss the conversations that we've had, Betsy. Even the conversations when we weren't talking about sports. I mean, we've covered a lot of ground.
I gotta send you an email.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So, as was mentioned, Betsy started at Hennepin County back in '88. So she's been with the county for 34 years. And Betsy, correct me if I'm wrong on my facts now. So in 1988, when she came to the county, she worked as a senior tax cashier in the tax processing area. Do we get that right, Betsy?
That's correct.
That is correct. So all the way back in '88, she was a senior tax cashier. And then in 1990, she transferred over to the phone room. And in the phone room, Betsy was an information specialist. And that's where she was taking calls. She was transferring calls. She was really sharpening her skills and learning a lot about the residents, but also the division and the structure and the way that we serve the residents. And then she mentioned that she learned about finesse and Cisco technology. And so Betsy, she was in the phone room, but sounds like she's always had an interest in technology. And so in the phone room, she was hands-on doing that. Betsy, anything else we should say about the phone room while we're there?
Yeah, eventually I was the only person in the phone room
Oh, wow.
Yep, I was the only one.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. So did you help recruit other people eventually?
I'm sorry?
Did you help recruit more people into the phone room, or did they just start putting people in the phone room?
No, I did not.
No? Okay. So that was in 1990, and Betsy did that until 2000. And in 2000, she took a job in TFL with Jeff Strand. Yeah, Betsy, it sounds like there's a story there.
You'll find out later on in this program.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And around the same time, she was also taking computer classes at the Minnesota School of Business. And while she was working on the TFL team, Betsy helped create some databases to streamline the auction notification process. And so, Mohammed, if you're wondering where or even property tax team, if you're wondering where some of those access databases came from, Betsy, are you going to take ownership of that?
Only the one.
Only
one, not the rest of them.
Okay. And you're recording this, right, Steve?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So Betsy was she created an access database over there for auction notification process, and it significantly cut the workload, some say in half, as far as the database and printing and some of those other things are concerned, right, Betsy?
That's correct.
All right. So Betsy did that until 2007 when she moved into IT, or it was the group that eventually became BTS. And Betsy, did you tell me at the time the name of the group was MIS?
That's correct.
Okay. So she moved over into MIS as an IT specialist. And by that time, Betsy had completed her AA degree in network engineering, which I didn't even know that you had an AA in network engineering, Betsy. That's very impressive. And Betsy, I don't know if everybody knows this, but she graduated with a 3.8 GPA. So she was studying network engineering and she graduated with a 3.8 GPA. So that's very impressive. And she was, as I mentioned, she was intrigued by computers. She wanted to be a programmer. But when she came over to the MIS team, she was responsible for the morning reports and PIN support. And then she also became a phone coordinator. And Betsy, I just love thinking about those morning reports, because you and I have talked so many times about those morning reports, and that, I mean, just your dedication to those reports is much appreciated by all of us. So thank you for doing that. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say thank you, Reem.
Yep. And then in 2018, Betsy finished her degree, Bachelor of Science in Technology from Minnesota School of Business. And so that's kind of what brings us up to the present. But I just wanted to go through a couple more highlights. So over the years, I mentioned that Betsy has been, she's just been a confidant. We've had some great conversations. She was committed to those morning reports. She provided support to the PINS team. She's also provided desktop support. She has coordinated and led some projects with the IT department. She's worked as our phone coordinator. She's taken on several special projects. She's participated in other projects when she wasn't leading them. She's always been available when we need all hands on deck to help with service centers, elections, and other areas. And I would also mention I showed up at the service centers one day to help, and Betsy escorted me off the property rather quickly. I don't know if you remember that, Betsy. You and Charlie, you guys got me out of there really fast. She also led the communication tools training. She was active in Toastmasters. And then, as I already mentioned, she shared a lot of thoughts and opinions that really have had an impact on BTS, Res, and IT department. And so Betsy, she's been one of those quiet leaders. When she comes to talk to you, you know she has something important to say. And again, Betsy, I'm really going to miss those conversations. And I want to thank you for your 34 years of service on behalf of BTS and the residents. We thank you very much. And your contributions were very much appreciated, and you will be missed. So thank you, Betsy.
Thank you, Rain.
Yeah. Thank you, Reen. That was great. That was great. There were so many things about that I did not know. And it is just so cool to hear your history with Hennepin County and your GPA and everything else. Not surprising, but it is just really cool to hear. And yeah, it's just great that you started out, you know, you've been in our department this whole time, all 34 years. That's awesome. That is crazy. And speaking of trivia, it is time. It's trivia time with Betsy. So we got another one. So look in the chat. If you haven't signed up for the mentee, you can click on that link so you can play along with us. And let's see, Betsy, what were we asking about this time? Oh yeah, 1959. So you were born in 1959. Now when you went to the grocery store, Steve. What's that?
I said, now people know how old I am.
Well, you're the one that told us. I mean, none of us believe it, but yeah, it's out there, and you wear it well. So this is fantastic. Now, but in 1959, if you went to the grocery store and you had 43 cents, what could you buy? What could you walk out of there? Dozen eggs, 12-ounce jar of Skippy peanut butter, 12-ounce can of Spam.
Also, this one's for you, Reen.
I was just going to say, is there any chance the answer is all the above? Could you get all these things?
Right? Just about. And I was going to say, you know, if you had some toast on the side, that sounds like a perfect breakfast menu.
Yep.
You got the eggs and Spam, a little peanut butter on the side. So we're coming in eggs. Everybody's thinking it's eggs. You know, we got a few in there. But Betsy, do you remember the answer to this one?
Actually, no, I don't. I'm thinking it's eggs.
Oh,
was it Spam? I was wrong. And I sent you the answer.
It's Spam, right? Just what the world needs. More salty meat product.
I don't like Spam.
Right? As an IT professional, especially, you don't like Spam, right? Okay.
Steve, is it determined that has it been determined?
That was a good one, Steve.
What's that?
Has it been determined? Oh, go ahead, Betsy.
I was just gonna say that was a good one.
I was going to ask you if it's been determined that it is a meat product.
Right. You know, you have to go visit the Spam Museum in Austin, Minnesota.
Yeah.
To find out the rich history of Spam. And yes, it is a heck of a. My brother actually worked on the Spam Museum in Austin. And,
okay.
They take that product very, very seriously down there. You don't make a lot of Spam jokes in Austin if you want to walk to your car safely. Just so you know, word to the wise, right? So yeah, so that's what you could get 1959. But it's time once again to talk about Betsy. Let's talk about Betsy and Muhammad. You've had the pleasure of being Betsy's boss for the last little while. What do you got to say about Betsy?
The thing that I wanted to say is Reen already said it. Thank you, Reen. So now I don't have anything else to say.
See, you got to volunteer to go first.
Yeah, next time you get to go first, Muhammad.
Yeah, next time I will. But seriously, I think working with Betsy, I mean, and that side, I don't know, everybody knows, but she is great a co-worker. I mean, I joined in 2015, the Hennepin County, and I worked with her as a co-worker, and I never experienced from Betsy saying to me that she's too busy if I ever had a question or problem or any issue, that never asked me to create a ticket or go seek help somewhere else. So I really appreciate that attitude of her. And as a boss, I would say that she has a really positive attitude and willing to help the new team members, that because there was a lot of turnover on our team, and she helped new team members a lot, and any questions or any documentation that they needed, she was there for them and helped them a lot. So thank you, and I really appreciate all of your work you did with the service center phone as a phone coordinator. It was a because it was a challenging time, especially when I joined in September 2020. It's because of the COVID, and I was new, and there were a lot of things that I didn't know, but Betsy was there to help navigate through those all the things that needed to be done. So I really appreciate that. Thank you, Betsy.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Yeah. Exactly, Mohammed, that cracked me up the most when you were just like, I don't want to fill out a ticket. I know, I'll call Betsy. But you guys
That's why
just
my
bypass the system.
productivity. That's why my productivity went down, because he didn't fill out a ticket.
Right? But yes, that's so wonderful. And I know how many times, Betsy, that I was like, just like, do you have a second? Because I just got one question and it's not a ticket. It's not worthy of a ticket, but I need help. Can you help? And she always said yes. She always said yes. So yeah, so thank you for that. And you know, I think I better put it in there one more time. There's the link one more time, because it is once again, whoops, I got too many things open.
Uh-oh.
Tribute time with Betsy. Right, we got more. We got more. Oh, see, this one's a tough one. This one is, we're asking you just to go to your memory banks. And of course, we have coworkers now who are just like, I was born that year. How the hell would I know? But so think to your Nick at Night viewing that you did when you were a young folk there, and try to name 3 of the top 5 television shows in 1988 or 89. Now you can put in multiples, so we're going to see what people are remembering. Ooh, Cosby, Family Ties, Monday Night Football, Murder, She Wrote, yeah, Charlie's Angel, MTV Count, I don't know. We'll have to find out. Fantasy Island.
That was a good one.
227. I don't even know what 227 is. Sanford and Son, Jeffersons, Fresh Prince, Cheers, Yo MTV Raps, Family Ties.
Oh, yeah.
Is this scroll? Golden Girls.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one, too.
Alf. Dallas Cosby, Cheers, Roseanne, Different Strokes, Elf. Oh my God, what a horrible show.
Oh, you remember Alf?
More Roseanne on there. All right.
Oh, wow.
Right. We see Knots Landing. Oh my God.
Steve, how could you say Alf was horrible?
Because it was horrible. Right? It's just terrifying.
He was always eating up the food.
No, he was eating the cat.
He was eating
that's right. He liked the cat. That's right. He wanted to eat the cat.
Awful. Nash, another show I haven't thought of in 100 years. Family Ties,
Nash.
Frasier. Oh my God.
See, did JR get shot before you started at the county or after you started it?
Very good question. Yeah, that is what a great point.
That's it. They trying to make you seem older than you are.
You know,
right?
I got to make some corrections for Reem. You know.
I love American Ninja Warrior.
Oh, I love that show.
Oh my God.
It's a little late though. Didn't quite come out in 1988. All right. We ready to guess? We ready to find out who? Punky Brewster. Oof. Ouch.
Oh, man. I think you should probably tell them the answer, because, you know, the answers.
Oh,
Golden Girls.
Oh, different world. Yeah.
Different World, Cheers, Golden Girls, and Growing Pains. I don't even think anybody hit Growing Pains, did they?
I don't think they did either. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
A different
I got
world. I
two.
didn't know what that was.
What?
You've never seen Growing Pains?
No, or different world either. I didn't know that one either.
That was a spinoff from the Cosby Show, Steve.
Well, you gotta know.
No,
you gotta
not
remember,
Growing
it
Pains, different
was
world.
Oh yeah,
1988
different world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different world. Yeah.
Yeah.
1988, 89, I lived abroad for a year, so I wasn't, and I was in college. I didn't even own a television. So I didn't watch any of this stuff, but it's,
Oh, okay.
it's nice to go back and see that they're out there. So,
Golden Girls is on YouTube.
hmm
well, I'm sure,
In case you're interested.
right?
Yeah.
Well, and I thought, now that you're in the retiree set, you fit right in.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
They're rebooting the Golden Girls. Did you see that? I did not know that they are rebooting the Golden Girls with an entirely
No.
new cast.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Because
With
there are no
Betsy,
Good new
right?
people, honey.
I think it's
new-
going to be with Betsy, and I'm just wondering if there was a specific vote there by which girl you chose to be Betsy in the picture.
Right? It honestly had to do with hair.
Ah,
All about hair. And,
Good choice. Good
yeah.
choice.
Oh, what is her name? What is Maud?
oh God.
Yeah.
B. Arthur.
Beatrice.
B. Arthur.
Beatrice.
Yeah,
Beatrice.
you know, she worked at the Guthrie when I worked at the Guthrie Theater. She was not pleasant.
She was.
Yeah. She was not a very kind person. Just gonna leave that there.
Oh, I think
Because
so.
we're not here to talk about B. Arthur. We're here to talk about Betsy. So we're talking about Betsy. Who else was on this list, Betsy? Who else was talking? You know who's talking about Betsy? This was the time that we gave her for Betsy to talk about.
Mm.
So
Yes.
Betsy Culpepper. What would you like to say about Betsy Culpepper?
Good afternoon. And today I'm here to apply for retirement from Hennepin County. I'm excited to have this opportunity to meet with you all. And here's my resume. First, something about myself. I'm the 9th child of 11 children. I was born and raised in Waterloo, Iowa. My parents were humble immigrants from Mississippi. I graduated from East High School in Waterloo, Iowa in 1977. Again, I'm telling my age. I got married. I had 2 children, then divorced. Then I moved to Minnesota in 1985. In 1991, I had my youngest son. Got remarried in 2007. And now my husband and I, my husband disappeared, we have 6 children, 12 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild between us. And now a little bit about my education. I know that Reen mentioned that I got my AA, but I also went to the University of Northern Iowa from 1982 to 1985. And I studied my liberal arts. I also studied Spanish, Swahili, and computer programming. Matter of fact, ¿Cómo estamos? See, I remember some.
The end.
Oh yeah, right. This goes on, but I attended Minnesota School of Business, got my AA in network engineering, continued, got my BA in science information technology, and of course my 3.8 grade average. So, a lot of the things that Reen mentioned were correct, but I got my BA in 2008, not 2018. I thought about that after I talked to you. See, that's what, you should have confirmed with me a little bit. So let's see here. I'm not going to go through this whole spiel. I had it all together and then Reen just blew it for me. So now I got to
I have a question. I have a question are you going to open it up for questions, Betsy?
Yes, after I'm finished, of course.
Okay.
Okay. And I also did some volunteer work. In Iowa in 1981, I was a coordinator at the YWCA for a girls' club. And I did various activities with them. We raised enough money doing car washes, believe it or not, to go to Adventureland. That's similar to Valley Fair here in Minnesota. And I also worked for the state of Iowa in the unemployment office as a clerk. So then in 1985, I moved up to Minnesota. And when I got here, I used to take my kids to the park. And there I saw they didn't have anything for children. So I just volunteered myself and I would do like little activities with the kids and it turned into a children's program. So I got a part-time job working for the Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board. So being innovative. And that was at Harrison Park. In 1986, I was hired at Dayton's as an accounts payable clerk in their mailroom. I became the lead, and then I moved on to the central mailroom for Dayton's. I also did foster care and respite care from 1991 to 2002. And then in a glorious year, I was hired in 1988 with Hennepin County. This was after I passed a 10 key. You know what a 10 key is? Calculator.
Yes.
So I had to pass that test. And like Reed said, I was a senior cashier. And then I moved on to being an lead information specialist because I was the only one there. And then in 2007, I was hired as, 2000, I was hired at the TFL. And then in 2007, I joined the IT department under MIS. I went through various supervisors. And since Marine already mentioned about the database, but what he didn't mention was that I also streamlined the payment process for the property managers, the contractors that they hired. So instead of them being paid in 90 days, they got paid in 45 days, which is pretty good. And using that old FAR system was pretty chaotic. That was kind of rough. Let's see here. And what some people might not know is that in 2013, I've been a member of the All Staff Committee since the beginning. I also have been a member since 2015 for Toastmasters. And of course, like Ray mentioned, I worked on various upgrades, service center soft phones, their counter PCs. They used to have actual desk phones, so now they have an application that takes place of that. And I will mention, I also work with the Project Homeless as part of the IT, supporting the folks that didn't have IDs. So we set up a camp and allowed folks that didn't have addresses to come in and get state IDs. The one thing that he didn't mention about the service centers that I am actually proud of is it was my first project. And we installed what's called FastDS. It's now been upgraded to MemDrive. That is the application that when people come in with their driver's license to apply for their new driver's license, it allows that information to move from Hennepin County straight to the state. So there really isn't much of a wait. And that has allowed that process to be quicker. So the last thing I want to say to you all is that I do honestly want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of my life while here at Hennepin County. And I do want you to know, and I always say this in my emails, that I appreciate you. I do appreciate you all the time that we've spent working together, the stories that we've shared, and just building our relationships throughout the years. I never thought a lot about, helping Steve steal stuff, but I'm not going to tell him everything he stole, Steve. Those office supplies are safe with me. I respect my integrity. But, it was all about serving the residents of Hennepin County and all about, being a team. Even though we were in different departments and worked in different segments, we were still all RPG. And it was our responsibility to be responsible to the residents of Hennepin County. And working with all of you, you've shown me that and you have exhibited that. And I'm just very proud and thankful to have worked with you. So since this was supposed to be my resume, do I get the job? Can I retire now?
You got it.
Absolutely not. You're gonna just have to stay for another 10 years.
Right? Yeah.
Oh no, my husband said, "Oh no, we got plans." He said, "I'm fired."
That's awesome. Thank you, Betsy. That is great. And it is so cool to hear that the history that you have with Hennepin County. And I gotta say, I will miss you at our all staff planning meetings. we laugh a lot in
Oh,
those
yeah.
meetings, and oftentimes it is things that you brought up that tip us over the edge, and then we're not productive at all, and it's wonderful.
Blame it all on me.
Yeah, why not? Here we
Okay.
go. Just blame Betsy,
Yeah, I'm not gonna be here, so go ahead.
right? No, it's always in the best way. So
Mm.
thank you, thank you, thank you. And we've still got time for, of course, another trivia time with Betsy. So once again, I'll drop it in the chat. If you don't have it, you can log into the Menti and answer the questions. I don't even remember what we got, Betsy. We got one more. Oh,
Oh.
yes. In what year did the Apollo 11 moon landing occur? 59, 69, 79. Never. Faked by the CIA. See, I knew there were a couple people that were leaning on that side. Right?
Mhm.
Uh-huh. I think yes. I think we're all what a fine group of history majors we've got here. Because yes, indeed. What is that? It's like an iconic.
What did you do?
There she is, Studio 50.
That's Betsy in the background.
You got me on the moon.
Rocking it on the moon. Again, Studio 54, Betsy. 2000.
That's good.
All right. So we have a slideshow presentation that we want to share that talks a little bit about Betsy and her retirement. And Jim, I know you pulled this thing together. So if you've got commentary that you want to throw out there in there, or we can move it through. Betsy, if there are comments, things that you want to do, celebrating the retirement of Betsy Culpepper. Favorite animal, a horse.
That's true. That's true.
Yep. Excellent. I love this quote. You want to read that one out loud, Betsy? The best part of retirement?
The best part of retirement is that you don't have to worry about getting caught for doing nothing.
I'm just going to leave that there, Reen.
Yep.
Yep. There, well, herein she says, I never reveal my age, and today she's revealed it like 30 times. What year were you born, Betsy?
Guess.
Yes. Anything you want to say on these photos, Betsy?
Well, let me see. Some of these people have already retired, and some of them are still here. I think we were having a luncheon. It was a holiday, something was going on, but we were at the Loon Cafe during this time. The middle picture was part of a project. I think we were, what was that? We were moving to SCSM, the ticketing system for SCSM, which has now been replaced with Axios.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that cracks me up that you're just like, wait a second, which group was this? It was the best team ever.
Yeah. Oh, no, you did.
I'll remember it. One of them, but yeah, they were the best. I don't remember
God.
doing because we were having so much fun. Best team ever.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So now, your hubby says you can't come back, you can't stick around because you got plans. What are your plans?
Right.
West Coast plans.
Traveling. We're going to be doing some traveling. Matter of fact, we'll be going to South Carolina here in a couple of weeks, and just being footloose and fancy free.
Awesome. That's awesome. Now, have you ever been to South Carolina?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Kinda like
Going to see
that.
family, or you're just going for fun?
Family.
Okay.
Family and fun. We'll put it that way.
I was going to say it can be the same. Oftentimes, not so much, but sometimes it can be fun to see family, right? So,
right.
There you go. And so, any other West Coast plans?
Not off the top of my head, not immediately.
Right. Well, then let's move east. East Coast plans. Where are you going?
Oh, you know what? I got them twisted. That must be because
South
I need
Carolina,
to retire.
too. Yeah.
Okay, because you said West Coast first. The East Coast is South Carolina, yeah, and then West Coast probably be going back out to California to visit my sister.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Gulf Coast plans.
Oh, the Gulf Coast is wonderful. My mother-in-law lives in Texas, and we usually, when we visit her, we try to go down to Galveston, and it's just beautiful down there. Matter of fact, I've been to that Hard Rock Casino that's being shown there with the guitar. Actually, it's in the shape of a guitar.
Cool. Very cool.
Betsy, what state is that Hard Rock in? Is that Mississippi?
That one, oh, wait a minute. That, I take
Or
it
is it
back.
Houston?
The one in the shape of the guitar is in Florida.
Oh, it is. Oh, wow.
Yes, it's in Florida. Yeah. Yeah. My husband just corrected me. So. But yeah, I mean, it's one of the things that you do when you travel.
Right. Well, and it sounds like a lot of your travel is around your family.
Yeah, that and
Yep.
just wanting to go different places, see what's going on.
So who are we looking at here, Betsy?
Okay, this is my 60th birthday, and we have my son, my oldest daughter, well, my son Clayton, my oldest daughter Chloe, and my middle daughter Sonia. And then the people in black and white, that's my mother and my father. That's George and Ruby.
And it's so funny. I saw that picture and I just thought, oh my gosh, Betsy is kind of a perfect amalgamation of those two folks,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, I was lucky.
So, yep, honestly, I looked at that picture and I was just like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
About that.
And there I am holding my well, she's not that small anymore, but at my oldest daughter's wedding, I was so tired and she was sitting in my lap and I'm like, please don't take a picture of me, but I was just really blurry-eyed and tired.
I bet you're happy to have the picture now, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
See.
Lovely. More family.
Yeah, this was at a family reunion in 2009. And as you can see, all the white t-shirts, those were designed by my nephew, Martin Culpepper, who, did I mention that he's a professor at MIT Boston? Yeah, okay. Probably said it too. But he designed the t-shirts. And the Culpepper last name, there is a Culpepper crest. So on the shoulder of those t-shirts, the family crest is there. So yeah. And so the ladies in that little small photo in the middle, those are my sisters. My youngest sister Annette is on my right. Then that's me in the turquoise. My sister Linda's in the hat. My sister Jean, Mary Jean, behind her, and behind hers, my sister Darlene, and behind her is my sister Elaine. Now, my sisters Darlene and Mary Jean have passed on. So they're no longer on this side of the dirt, as they say. But they were fun.
Yeah. Always with you.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yep. And then my oldest brother, my, uncle. And of course, here I'm with my husband visiting my my mother-in-law. And then we have a picture of me and my youngest brother, George. He lives in Illinois. And then the little lady in the purple coat, that's the little girl I had in my lap. This is Josephine. She's a diva, a true diva. I took her with me to, I was dropping off some fur coats that I own for storage. And she tried on this coat and I had to take a picture of her. She was so cute.
I know. I was like, no, stole that one from Prince's wardrobe.
Yeah. So I have some other grandchildren.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is Papa Roy, working with my grandson Clayvon, who's not interested in trying to ride a bike. And then my nephew Marty, my Professor Martin, and then Josephine with her sister Serenity, and nephew and cousin Humphrey and Kaya, who they say is my mini-me. Let's see, in the picture on the far left, in the bright pink sweater, that's me and my family with all of my brothers included. This is the whole family of 11.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And of course, my father at the bottom there.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. My proud moment. I guess it was 2018. I thought it was 2008. Okay, I said.
See?
No, it's 2008. It is. I looked at my degree. It's 2008, not 2018. So That was my fault. I gave wrong information, but it's 2008.
That's all
So
right.
yeah.
We won't
And-
hold you to it.
Yeah. And see, I didn't lie about my grade point average because I'm wearing cords.
Ah, fancy.
You don't get to wear cords unless you meet the requirements. And of course, now you see the picture of our intern. What was his name, Reen?
Oh, that was Terry.
Terry.
Mhm.
Yep. So I have a video of you and Terry, and I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, perfect. I just saw him recently too.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Nice.
Now there's Steve Wong, and that's Marshall 2.0. We had to replace him since he was gone for such a long vacation. And I was always full of practical jokes. And at that time, when we were in office, I remember I filled Greg's office with monitor boxes because he couldn't get in. And
I was
in this
just going to
case,
bring that up, Betsy.
hey, don't forget you owe me money for the boot. You know, he had this little card, and he would always put it in my cube, and it had a magnet on it, so it would stick to one of the cabinets. And I would tell him, Greg, why is your car parked in my area? And so I decided to put a boot on it, and I charged him $200.
Yep, she gave me a parking fine, $200.
Oh.
Still to
Is
be
it-
paid. I told her
is
to
it-
keep the car yesterday. Just keep the car.
Is he getting
I hate to
interest
tell
per
you.
diem?
Oh yeah, well, see that I figured it's about 200,000 by now.
I think I'd collect.
Mhm.
Really
So
nice.
then the other pictures of me and the groups that we've worked with throughout the years.
Hey, Betsy, before you retire, you never did tell me whether you were rooting for Real Madrid or Barcelona. So that picture is because Terry and I had a bet, but you never told me which side you came down on.
I'm going to remove myself, and I will not answer that question on the grounds that it may incriminate me.
Okay.
I've been watching the hearings, so I've learned.
There you go.
Legal jargon. Okay, so of course, you cannot have team building without a team. So of course we would be out. I think this was before Charlie left, and we were out. Greg, what was the name of that park in Plymouth?
French Park.
Yep,
Oh,
French.
yeah, French Regional Park. Yeah, so we were out there, and of course, we were playing games and had our luncheon, and of course we did team building. That was at the top of the list. It was we had our IT meeting, we discussed IT topics, and then after that, we had a little recreation.
Marshall was there that day,
Yeah.
but he left right before the picture taking.
Mhm.
Typical Marshall.
Typical
Yes.
Marshall.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, and then of course, also in the picture on the right, of course, we have Charlie and Jim and myself, Mohammed, who's like, am I really the supervisor of these people? He's standing off to the
Be
side
careful what you wish for, right?
with Dan, and that was Tabachi, who now, I think Tabachi now works in he came back in IT. I don't know if he's an intern there, but I know he came back. So just had a great time, and sometimes I miss talking to Dan. I have to admit, I've been at the county long enough to see people come and see them go and move to different positions, like Don O'Malley. But Don O'Malley, he keeps coming back like a bad penny.
Hey, now he works for our group. He was really good.
Yeah, he is. I'm just messing with him.
I prefer a bad $100 bill.
Inflation is high right now, Don. Inflation is high.
Okay. My husband said there's no such thing as a bad $100 bill, Don. So you're saved.
I'm glad somebody got it.
You are priceless.
Excellent. All right. Now, and once again, we got another game. Now, this is not a Menti game. As far as I know, Mike is going to be leading this show, right, Mike?
I should hope so.
All
Mike,
right.
Mike.
All right. So you let us know what we got to do.
You betcha. Hopefully this will be painless. And let me just start by saying there's no right answer and there's no wrong answer to this game. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around the house here. I will pick on a person and I'll ask you, what kind of a question would you like? And I'm going to ask you either a softball question, meaning an easy question, or a hardball question. Or you could ask for a spitball question. So hardball, softball, or just spitball. See what sticks, right? So it's really simple. And we'll show you how to do this. Everyone is like, oh my Lord, stop my camera right now. Let me get out of Mike's view. And Joan and I are going to demonstrate. Joan, I'm going to actually choose your question, a softball question for you, okay? And I want to ask you, how did you meet Betsy?
Is Joan on mute?
Yep, Joan is on mute.
Okay. Can we unmute Joan? Help Joan, please.
All right, is everyone able to unmute themselves? We probably should begin with that.
Yeah, we probably should. Yeah, let's see if we should be able to unmute folks.
Yes, we can, I think.
Okay, and then Ibrahim, you responded. So how would you like this question?
We walked right into that one.
Yeah. How did you meet Betsy?
Well, I started new with the team 2 months ago, and I remember meeting her, setting up computers for elections, and there was like 12 laptops that were set up, and she was in the room with Winston, and so that was like, I think, one of the first days I met her, and she's been very helpful.
Awesome. No right answer, no wrong answer, and this is something that doesn't hurt. I am going to ask Jim. Jim, what kind of question would you like? A softball, spitball, or hardball?
Oh, throw me a spitball.
Does Betsy owe you any money?
Yes, absolutely. I heard she's going to buy me lunch tomorrow, so she could pay me back by that.
Okay.
All right.
That question too, if we're just asking if Betsy owes us money, because I think Betsy, you might owe me money too. Why not?
Steve. How
All
much
right.
is it?
Steve, choose softball, spitball, or hardball.
I'm gonna go hardball.
All right.
Hey, why not? There's no wrong answers.
We all have skeletons in our closet. What are Betsy's?
Ooh. Well, those Studio 54 days were wild. You got to remember that it was a different time, and things were fast and free back then. So there's a lot of documentary footage of Betsy partying with the Velvet Underground, and specifically there is that one incident with Lou Reed that I'm just going to have to leave that out there. But Betsy knows what I'm talking about when I talk about Lou Reed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. We'll leave it at that.
All right, I'm going to choose Cassandra. Cassandra, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yep, I'm here.
What kind of a question would you like? Hardball, spitball, or a softball question?
I'm gonna go softball.
All righty. Betsy Culpepper, life coach or therapist?
Do I add to that?
There's no right answer or wrong answer. You go for it.
Yes.
Kind of like a loaded question.
Yeah. Well, in my experiences with Betsy, we've talked about a lot of things. So for us, for she and I, life culture therapist. Yeah. She's good at giving advice. She's a great person and I really admire her. So yes. Just
Right
like, do I
on.
say more? Do I add to those words? All right, thanks.
Awesome. No, I appreciate that. Who should I pick on, Cassandra? Who's the next person in your mind that I should ask?
Let me see. Let's go with Emma Zachman.
Emma, would you like a hardball, spitball, or a softball kind of a question?
Softball.
In your opinion, is Betsy a better talker or a better listener?
Oh my gosh, she's always a talker. That's never a question. That shouldn't be a question. She
Fair enough.
talks. Yeah, the first time I did meet her, that's all we did was talk for about 45 minutes.
Oh, you're telling on me.
No, that's okay. You're
Ah.
retired, so you're retiring. Lucky you. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, Friday.
I'm mad
official
though that I
Friday.
can't reset my pins football.
How about this? Betsy, choose a person and I'll ask whether they want a hardball, spitball, or a softball question.
Well, there's one particular guy who always, he tries to act like he knows everything. So I'm going to ask Reen a question.
Ooh. Wow. Well, then I'm going to go with the hardball since there's no wrong answers.
He's going to make something up.
Betsy's in a denial. What is it?
Oh, I'm going to say that the Gophers are superior to the Hawkeyes.
Oh my God, he would go to sports.
Was I right? Are you a Hawkeye fan, Betsy?
Yeah.
Okay. Gophers. Yeah.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
No, there's no wrong answers. And Steve recorded it. There's no wrong answers.
It is denial. It seems denial, plain and simple.
Now, I have to be fair though, because my daughter, she graduated from the University of Minnesota, so she's a Gopher.
There you go. See? We knew we'd get you over here eventually.
Yeah. Only part way. I'm only part way.
Okay.
Choose another, Betsy.
Karina, are you out there? Hey, would you like to answer a question? Oh, okay. Are you out there? Oh, she might be. I can barely hear you. Can you move your mic?
I'll answer the question.
Okay, there you go.
What kind of a question would you like?
Oh, I'll let Betsy decide.
Let's give her, I'll give her a softball because I used to bug her a lot. So
If you could give Betsy an award, what would it be for?
Oh, man, she is just super supportive. She held my hand through a lot of things. IT. She is just super supportive. We give her a unique award called the Hand Holding Award. Yes. She's awesome and I'm going to miss her.
Awesome. The hand-holding award. Betsy, choose another one.
Okay, let me see who else is out here. Oh, Barbara Gone. Barbara, would you be willing to answer a question?
You betcha. Hey, Betsy.
Okay. Thank you.
Barbara, would you like a softball, spitball, or a hardball question?
I'll do the spitball.
All right.
As long as Betsy promises to show me what her nails look like right now.
God. Can you see them?
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
All right, Barbara, here's your question. If Betsy wrote a self-help book, what would be the title?
What would be the title?
That's a good one.
Know yourself and don't put up with any crap. High five, Betsy.
Hey, there you go.
How about
Congratulations.
this?
Oh, me.
Barbara, could you pick someone?
Sure. Let me look and see who's here. Ooh, I'm gonna choose Hunter because I know Hunter has worked a good bit with Betsy, and Hunter has good answers.
Hunter, would you like a softball, spitball, or a hardball question?
Softball.
All right. If Betsy was a superpower, what would Betsy be?
Guess I'd go with what a lot of people have said is some kind of helpfulness. Betsy will help anyone. So
Nice.
I'm
throw
not
one back
lifting
at
your
Betsy
burden.
though. How many people, Betsy, do you think over 34 years you've helped train in at Hennepin County?
Oh my, I don't have any clue. You know, it's been quite a few. I'd say probably 30, 35 people. But then again, you have to add in all the people from communication tools training when they would attend those sessions. I mean, and we've had up to 60 people at some of those sessions. So I'll say 1,000.
Whoa.
It's quite the impact.
Hunter, choose a person that I should ask a question of.
I will pick Dawn.
Uh-oh.
Don, are you ready for a question?
Sure, I'll take a hardball.
All right. Let's see here. Tell me about a time that you and Betsy almost went to jail.
Now that
Which time? Which time?
I was gonna say this could count as an admission of that. But when Betsy was learning more about coding, we decided to write a virus for the mainframe and leave it in there for the day after she retires.
Oh.
They'll never know what
Still recording?
She wrote all the code. I just consulted.
I thought you wrote the code.
I don't do that.
Don doesn't know COBOL.
That's true. What was that one I had? Dang it. Y5. I got that book here somewhere. Let me keep going. I'm gonna find it's right in my bookcase. But it's Y5. It's one of those real ancient computer languages.
It's what she built into that one access database she created.
Yeah.
That's it.
Please tell me it's not going to take down all the other 90 plus access databases.
It only randomly takes stuff down, so there's no pattern to it, so it can't be traced.
Right, it's gonna just be intermittent.
Reed, Hunter, and I are going on vacation starting right after that's retired.
Every time you submit a ticket, it disables itself for 5 minutes.
These are very good. Greg, I gotta, as soon as you said access, I gotta ask, would you like a softball, hardball, or a spitball question?
I'll go for a spitball question.
Spitball, all right. What does Betsy hoard at her desk?
Phones. All kinds of phones. She put the
That's true.
She'd hang them outside her cube. They weren't connected to anything, but you could pick them up and pretend to call, whatnot. That's totally Betsy.
Oh, Mike, I just want to interject one thing here. Sure. I found a phone, and it was one of those old ones that used to hang on the wall, and it was the tone. So you punch the numbers in, and I put it outside my cubicle, and I hung it up, and I put a little sign out there that said 99 cents per call. And people would come by and try to make a call. It was just crazy.
Did anyone pay you?
No. I checked every day. I had a little coin thing, and I checked every day, but there was nothing in there. So, oh my God, we had good times.
Kristen, are you ready for a question?
Oh, sure. Softball.
A softball, he said?
Yep.
If Jason Momoa and Betsy got into a fight, who would win?
Oh, Betsy. Oh yeah. I've seen her in one of her moods.
It's awesome. That's exactly how I wrote that question. Do me a favor, pick on someone for me to ask a question.
Take a look.
Oh my goodness.
Charlie.
Charlie. Softball, spitball, hardball.
Ooh, since I'm not here very often, let's go with hardball.
All right. What was the worst advice Betsy ever gave you?
I think it became outdated, but I would say get really good at the daily reports. I think that rang true. So, and everyone's laughter agrees for sure.
Yeah, that's a damn good answer. Choose someone for me.
Oof. Let's see here. I have to see here. I see Paul on here. Let's go with Paul.
Sweet. Now, hang on, Paul. Betsy, choose Paul's question. What type of a question should I ask him?
Oh, give him a hardball question. He's been around way too long. I've been waiting for this opportunity.
Paul, are you ready for a hardball?
Let's do it.
All right. What is your most embarrassing moment? Your most embarrassing memory about Betsy?
Too many to choose from.
All right.
I can't think of anything.
Oh man.
Coming up blank.
Well, then how
You don't
about
remember
this?
when you stole that monitor and took it home? And then I got after you.
Which one was that? Was that the 18-inch, 22-inch, or the 24-inch one?
I thought it was a 27-inch.
I thought it was the 77-inch. It was.
I didn't know you knew about that one.
Paul, if you had to ask, if you had the opportunity for 3 minutes with Betsy to ask one question, what would that question be? Again.
I don't know, what was your best memory working at Hennepin County?
Oh, my best memory of working at Hennepin County. Actually coming to see you in the assessor's office. All those good times we had, and you tried to fatten me up with candy.
It's true. Bribes went a long way. It's a lot harder to get stuff done in the virtual world. I don't have my candy drawer anymore, so it's hard to bribe people.
That's true.
Bummer.
Yeah. Between you and Emma, oh my God, you guys used to have those discussions every morning. And I was like, are you sure you guys are just coworkers? Is there something you want to tell me now, Paul, since I'm leaving?
Betsy, we have, according to our agenda, we got time for one more. Why don't you choose someone and then choose the question type?
Thank goodness I didn't want to explain that.
It's like a Starsky and Hutch thing going on there. No, and I wasn't trying to imply anything. No, and if they were, I'm not sure. I don't know if they could do anything done. Thank you. Now, who is the last person I'd like to have a question asked to? I'm going to check the peoples that are still here. Hey, can I turn in my laptop? This thing is not working right. You know, it's someone that I kind of started in the IT department with, and we've had some great times together, and we've had some rough times together, but we stuck it out, and we're still able to laugh about those times. Anya Larson, let me get it right.
Oh, I'm here.
Would you like to answer a question?
Yes, please.
So you can tell on me.
Well, choose the level for me.
Okay, let's see, what was it? Softball, hardball, or spitball, right?
You betcha.
You know, Anya, I think you're up for the challenge. You can hit a spitball.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am.
The flight attendants just announced that the pilots are dead. They chose Betsy to land that plane. Is that plane going to crash?
I'm.
I knew you were going to do that.
Am I on the plane?
Of course, you're on the plane.
Then
Well, you
no.
tell me. You could say yes.
I would say even if no, we're gonna land that plane together. I would say we both will be just fine finding that autopilot button.
Automatic pilot.
Sweet. Well, that was my time that they gave me. I have plenty of questions to ask, but only so much time. Betsy, this was a privilege to ask these questions of your friends, of your coworkers, of your family. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I hope to God I get to see you more often now that you're retired. Now that you don't have a job. I do, honestly though, please don't be a stranger. And I thank everyone for your time and humoring me with my questions.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. That's great. That was fun, really fun. And hey, we still have some time, but we wanted to make sure that everybody who joined us today had time to talk about Betsy too. So now it's your turn. Everybody that's out there, now is your chance. Feel free to turn on your cameras, open up your mics, and say what you want to say. You can tell us stories. You can wish Betsy the best. However you want to do it. The floor is open.
And don't everyone, crowd or rush too much. You think about it and then you can ask me.
Oh, this one's not a story, but a question. Betsy, are you going to stay involved in Toastmasters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So where would you do events at the county, with the county, or how does that work?
Well, at this point, Mike, I'm thinking about Mike. I'm sorry. Reed. I'm going to stay with the Hennepin County Toastmasters, and I'll use the Zoom into the meetings and participate and continue on my journey there. So, yeah. Next.
Betsy, Winter.
Hey, Winter, how are you?
I'm well. Will you take phone calls if I get lost on any activities?
Can I send the bill to Reen?
Don O'Malley just asked me that in the chat too, Betsy. So I told him the answer depends on what the fees are.
Well, he
yeah, you can send me the bill.
And I said yes. I'm shaking my head. Yes, Winter. I'll be available for that, for consulting fees. Depends on what. Reen, come on. You don't have to pay all my benefits.
I said you can send me the bill.
Okay, cool. There you go.
Whether or not he'll pay it.
There you go. I'd have to send it to Beth for that, Steve. I don't know. But send it to me, Betsy, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Betsy, when you were giving us your bio and kind of just talking about your history, I was impressed by how much volunteering you did. Is that something you hope to do more of now that you got time again?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you might see me on YouTube also.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. One of the things that I used to do for my children as they were growing up, I would always read them bedtime stories, and sometimes I would ad-lib those stories a little bit, make them more interesting. So one of the things I'd like to do for my grandchildren is to be able to read bedtime stories, put it on video, and they can watch them whenever they want. So that'll be out on YouTube.
That's wonderful. I just wonder now if your kids, are sitting and they're talking to their friends and they're just like, oh yeah, I loved that book when I was growing up. My mom used to read that to me all the time. It's really amazing that Dr. Seuss killed off all those people. And they're just like, what? Because Betsy just changed the whole story for her kids. It's just different. It's not.
It was different, but it wasn't that different.
Right?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
Well,
Floor's open.
Because one of the other things that I was looking at was, doing my a business online, doing online business. Because I don't see myself just sitting around the house and collecting dust. I will have an opportunity. I want to give myself an opportunity to get used to the idea that I'm not punching the clock at Hennepin County every morning. And once that has sunk in, then I know I'm going to be moving on to something else. And I look forward to this change. I look forward to the new adventures and just being able to do some changes and explore my creativity, might lean back on my IT because I know family members will be asking for help. So I don't think that's ever going to leave. I'll probably
So
invent
Betsy,
something. Go ahead, Don.
when was the last time you punched a clock?
This morning. This morning.
Oh.
I hit the timer. I got 2 more days of that. So my last day is June 17th. And tomorrow I'm going to be hanging out with the team. So there might be some more pictures. It might come up from time to time. And I'm just, it was just kind of surreal with all the planning and everything that happened. And so now it's starting to sink in, and I have really, honest to God, enjoyed this time that we've been together. I mean, this is kind of like this is a team building exercise. You can do it I know you have the brown bag, but it's kind of nice, have volunteers to come in and just, let's find out, what do you know about the people you work with?
Mm-hmm. I like that game. That was great.
Yeah, and you could do the spitball and, just little things, because I know you like team building.
And maybe recruit a host every once in a while.
Yeah, Steve, are you available? It's great. He's great.
I'm kidding. Yes, of course. Always happy to help.
No, if you would come back and chit chat, I have no problem with that. Because I'll look forward to seeing you all. And I will say this, I have great expectations for not just BTS, but for, oh my God, they're splitting RRES into so many little chunks and pieces now, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how that's going to work. So
it'll work fine.
Yeah.
Steve, I think she's setting us up for more consulting hours now.
Right, exactly. That's what it is. Conti retirees, they are our future. Right?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I just want to say that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So give me 30 days. I can't come back until after 30 days. So I can come back and I'll check and see how you guys are doing and how the new setup is going. And, Ibrahim, I know you're going to be top notch as well as Winter. You guys are going to catch on quick. I'm going to keep sending those positive thoughts to you. Let's see. And just, I know I'm going to miss you guys. I really, really am. Because it's like I'm leaving my family I got my little knapsack on my back and it's like, okay, I'm being kicked out. But I got to go out into the world to find my future.
Steve, does anybody on here know how to get a job as a mystery shopper. Betsy would be a great mystery shopper.
Right? I would. I don't. I wish I did. I'd like a second career.
Wait a minute, you're the same guy that told me I should do a podcast.
Oh, all of it, Betsy. You can.
All
you
of
can,
it.
Yeah.
There's
There are no limits.
podcast.
There are no limits,
Well,
Betsy.
you're reading children's stories and all those things together. And Betsy, I was going to say, you just need to put us on your rotation of family visits. You go East Coast, you go West Coast, you go down to the Gulf Coast, and then you just spend a little time, you visit the Skyway Coast, right?
Oh,
Come
okay.
back and visit, right? Because you know where we live, you know how to find us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Don't be a stranger.
So do you ever think, well, with the new environment, because it's going to be hybrid, it's going to be kind of like who's in the office today and who's not?
Right. Yep.
So I have to make sure I get teams.
Yeah, well, and keep your ear to the ground, so that you know when people are getting together for the happy hours, right?
Yeah.
Those team building exercises. You could be the surprise guest that pops in to the park and leads the charge, kind of things. So, yep. All that.
I have. That sounds like a good idea. I have done that. That's
all right. Exactly. Awesome.
Well, I had planned this thing out for 2 hours, but this isn't bad. This is, this is pretty good. If Reed hadn't blown my speech, I'm gonna blame that on you, Reed. I had my resume all set up, ready to go. It's like, yeah.
That's right. That's why you always volunteer to go first.
Well, I figured it would give you a chance to correct some of the mistakes I made there.
Yep. So, but I have, do you know anybody that wants to have some tech books from 2000, like 2000 Server, Active Directory, Linux, .NET? Nobody?
That's right up my alley.
Oh,
sadly, none of the.
Who said that? Who said that?
That was Winter.
That was Winter. Yeah.
My living room is full of tech books, and I have another side to fill up.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I can give them to you.
Yes, tomorrow.
Okay, now I said 2000. Now we're out of that OS. Not 2022.
Yeah, I know. I like to keep those things. I have this entertainment stand where it has a fireplace and it has my TV in it, and it has these bookshelves. And I'm all about tech, and I have old books, how to dummy books or whatever for Linux and stuff like that. So I like those things. I just go back and read them sometimes if I get a chance to. But I'm in college, so they'll sit there for a while.
Give me I'm just gonna step away. Hold on.
Okay, now she's gone, so you can talk about her.
Where is that other book? Oh man. Oh, here it is. Oh God. Okay. So I got this. This is the one I was talking about earlier. Structured Fortran with Wi-Fi.
Oh wow.
I don't know. Hopefully it's not showing up backwards, but yeah, this is from when I went to the University of Northern Iowa, my programming days. It's
I can't see anything, but
oh, you got your camera? Well, wait a minute. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This is from 1980 sometime.
Wow. I was like not even born in 1980, but that's okay. But I like that my coworkers are they tell me that they have these huge hard drives and stuff that they use to image all this weird stuff. I'm like, really? But I've never seen it. So,
And so this one is Office 2000. And we'll see how thick this thing is. Look at that. That is huge. It's heavy too. From the Benchmarks series. And that was for certification in Office. Like, oh my God. But one of my favorite classes that I took in IT was A+, because it's more hands-on and understanding all the foundation and the inner workings of IT. So I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I thought that's what I was going to be. And then I thought, you know what? A programmer might not be that much fun, but I was wrong. Oh, great. Go ahead, Mike. A+ is where it's at. But I think they've changed a lot of different things too. So oh, I have so many stories. I remember the disk. Oh my God. When I first started in computers, it was the disk drive. But what was it, an A? Put in the A drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then we went from that to CDs. And then from CDs to jump drives. And now we have what we have now, this kind of data transfer without,
You forgot about the tape drives.
Oh, tape drives. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I did.
The reel-to-reels tape drives downstairs.
Well, see, you know what? I didn't see those until later on. Because somebody had told me when I first started, I think when I didn't get a chance to see the data center because I was sick. I was out sick when you and Anya went down to the data center. But you taught me everything I know about printers. Thank you, Jim.
Absolutely.
Changed rollers on the printer. And what else? I think Jim Sullivan, he taught me about pens. He was more, and the workings of ordering the jobs and setting things up in the mainframe. See, Ann Sweet, she was also, matter of fact, with the little nudge we got, I don't think we had a retention schedule. And so working with Ann Sweet, we created a retention schedule for our department. And now, I don't know, do we still have that? It was what, 2 years? We keep 2 years worth of documents? At least that's what it was, when it came to like the PINS reports. So I don't know if we still have that now. But
I believe we do.
okay. And I'm one thing, I was really surprised that the mainframe is still here. I thought, honestly, when they were talking about sunsetting the mainframe in 2008, it was supposed to be sunset by 2009. And it still hung in there. and it's still here. I don't think it wants to go away, Ree.
No, I don't think so. It's still here. Still here and still working.
Yeah, and so we've been renewing the licenses, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Because I know 1 year it was like they didn't renew the license, and it's like, okay, then I got to, of all people, I got an email that said, hey, do you want to renew the IBM licenses for the mainframe? And of course, I think Jerry Baumgartner was our manager then. And I went to her and she's like, what are you talking about? And it's like, well, do you want to, I don't know. I just got this email. I didn't even know this person had my name.
Mm-hmm.
And so she asked me to forward it on to her and they took care of it, but it was just really odd. I had never heard of this person and someone from Central IT is asking me. So that
That's
was
fantastic.
an experience. That was an experience too. Well, it's almost 2:30. I know we were set to go to 3 o'clock, but that's okay. Steve left.
Yeah, and so that's it, folks, which means this is your chance. Last chance.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, you can certainly reach out to Betsy and tell her if you're shy. If you think you're going to cry, that's okay. We get it.
Yep. And
Congratulations, Betsy. This is Deanne. We've worked
thank
together.
you.
We've worked together so many years. Who can even count? Yeah. So, I'm excited for you. Did you already go through what your first plans are?
Yeah, I sort of covered that. Just taking some time off to relax and decompress, and then doing some traveling, and then coming back. I think I'm going to downsize my house.
Okay.
Yep. And tell my kids to come over and get their stuff. It's in my space. And then look at doing some volunteering, continue with Toastmasters, as well as looking at some career choices that I'd like to pursue.
Good for you. I'm happy for you. So have
Thank
a great
you, Deanna.
time.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Congratulations, Betsy. A lot of great words said about you this afternoon. I loved what Mark said in the beginning, the quiet strength. I really totally agree with that. And also Mohammed and the tickets.
Oh yeah, you're on that ticket list too.
And there was never a problem you wouldn't tackle. And I mean, all the time on the data team with that A&T project when we had to have the vendors in and we had to have all the setup correct, and you and Charlie together both worked really hard to make sure everything went smoothly, and you were always available and you said call me anytime, and it was just really great having you in our corner. And thanks for all of the amazing work. And I've missed you the last 2 years now that we're in COVID. We don't see each other anymore, but it was really fun getting to know you.
Well, thank you, Pam. I remember when you started. Oh my goodness! But it was exciting. You came in like a ball of fire. You were ready to work on that A&T project. You were ready to go. You were fired up, and now you've relaxed.
Now I'm relaxed. Woo, relaxed is a good place to be, right?
But I'm sure that you will have many, many wonderful, future endeavors, and you'll, and I will continue to, golly, now you guys are gonna make me tear up. I'm thank you. Thank you. And thank you for everybody that wrote on my kudos board. Thank you for that. I was just totally touched. I was just, I was started tearing up, and just, you just know, you do not realize how you affect people's lives when you interact with them. Because either you're going to leave a positive impression or a negative one. And I always felt that if I could leave a positive impression, that's a lasting factor. And that's important because, like I said before, we're all a team together. And if I can help you be successful, then I'm successful. Regardless of what position I'm in. And that, in the long run, helps us serve the residents of Hennepin County better. So,
wise words.
Okay, this is Winston here. I want to add to what Pamela just said. I usually call Betsy, and I've told Winter and Ibrahim, because they're the newest members of our team, that Betsy is a problem solver. If she doesn't have an answer right now, she's gonna connect you with a resource who will give you an answer. And that's very good because in some situations you go ask someone a question, they don't know the answer, they just say, I don't know. And you're on your own. But Betsy, when she doesn't know, she always finds a way for you to get what you're looking for and connect you to the right resources. So this is my 7th month here, and I'm still asking her questions. Like some of you said earlier, she always have time. Even when she's busy, she always find a way to answer your question or be there for you. And I think someone else had talked about team building. That's very important, especially at this time, day and age where we're working from home. We don't get to see each other. We don't do activities together. I feel like a team that's connected works better than a team, you're at your own corner at home doing the work. But, you know, before COVID, when people were in the office, they would do activities together. I think that goes a long ways in helping people to not just see each other at work, to maybe also get to know people's personalities, and that helps. So team building also, it's important. So Betty, and I've told you that before, I'm gonna miss working with you. You've been excellent, and I hope you're gonna find things to do and take care of yourself and those you love.
Thank you. Thank you.
Betsy, this is Jan.
Hi, Jan. Long time no
Hi.
see.
Long time. I have to share that Betsy is probably one of the first people that I met at Hennepin County when I started at property tax, besides my initial team members. It's been a long time, Betsy. It's been almost 16 years for me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
time
I
flies when
don't
you
know
have
if you remember that when we were in the other side of the office and you were you had moved out of customer service, I believe, at that time. Boy, I'm going way back with the cobwebs here. Do you remember you had worked with us there and I think you were just starting.
Well, actually, Jan, I think you came on. I was already there. I thought
Yeah,
because
you
you were
were
a property
there.
tax manager.
I came on as a property manager, but you had been in customer service and had done some
Okay.
other things before I came on.
Yeah.
Then after that, I believe moved into more the IT area.
Yes.
Shortly after I started.
Yep. Yep. Because I think
So
because oh, and if I didn't get an opportunity, I want to shout out to Ken Rowe because when I was building that wonderful database, he gave me a little nudge, and that's what made it kick off. So it made the auctions a whole lot easier to be able to send out those notifications. Do you
yeah.
remember that, Jen?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, we go way back. I mean, so yeah, there's been so much transition since I came on board and yeah, you helped us quite a bit in a lot of different ways with the TFL and yeah, just it's been fun to see how things have evolved for you and how your expertise grew and grew and grew in the IT area, which is great. So anyway, I just wanted to pop on quick and say hello, let you know I was here listening to everybody and the history. And you have a whole continuum of people on this call who have experience with you over the years that you've been here at Hennepin County. And we've been blessed to have you. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done. And I wish you the very best. You have a lot of talents. And it'll be exciting to see what you do on this next phase.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you.
Best of luck to you. Okay.
Good.
Betsy, no, we didn't mention during out the call that you're the first African American woman to be in IT in this division. So that's history. Those are facts, and I like facts. So
thank you. You get so caught up in all the other stuff, those little things that make a difference. Get pushed to the side. But thank you for bringing that out, Winter. That is true. That is true.
I gotta get that on record. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Because again, you go through different things and you deal with the ideas and people, and you accept them where they're at. And sometimes being able to educate them and help them understand that some of their fears or some of their uncertainties are not, it's fine, but it should not apply to everyone. Right? It should be by an individual basis only. So, and I've worked with some great people. I've worked with some people that, everybody else didn't like, but then they came back and, people would, this is one of the things I want to share with you is that there were some people in our department throughout the years that, didn't always get along with other people. And so then when people come to me and say, well, so-and-so, I don't understand. I just don't get along with them. And I'd say, I get along great. I don't understand what you're talking about. They treat me just fine. So, but again, it's how we treat people, it's how we treat one another, and just understanding that we're all on the same team. So I appreciate the opportunities that I've been given and the strides that I've made and the people I've worked with, because, you know, some of my supervisors were very supportive and helped me to move forward. Some were uncertain of where I was and how they should treat me, and I've endured some hardships, but that silent strength has always been there. And I think that's what kept me, and the positives that I've received from other people kept me moving forward in my career. And I appreciate that. So one talent I didn't mention is that I can sing. And some of you have heard me sing, and some of you haven't. So with this, I'm just going to sing this little, I don't know if anybody watches Carol Burnett or has watched Carol Burnett, but she would always sing this little song at the end of her show for her children, and also just to thank her guests. And I want to thank you, number one, for coming, because I know you didn't have to. And that's what I appreciate about you. The second thing is that you are all important. And not just to Hennepin County, not just to your families, but I want you to know you're important to me. Because a lot of the things that I did, I couldn't do without you. Or being a part of the team that you were on, I couldn't bring ideas, I couldn't voice opinions or what have you, unless you were available to hear what I had to say and you were willing to listen. So let me see if I can do this. Let me take my glasses off. I'm so glad we had this time together, just to laugh, share a joke or two. And I know I'm probably singing this wrong. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. That wasn't my best, but I haven't been singing because of COVID.
Beautiful. Thank you, Betsy.
Thank you.
Next stop, American Idol.
Yep.
Maybe. I don't know. My sister loves to sing karaoke, so she's always trying to get me to sing. But usually it's after I've been yelling and screaming at my my older brothers, because they're always doing different things. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you. That looks terrible.
That was wonderful. And I think that's a wonderful way to sing us out, Betsy. I loved it. And thank you so much. This was great.
Yep,
all right.
Congratulations again, Betsy.
Yeah.
We love you, Betsy, and we'll miss ya.
Thank you. And I hope you had fun, because I really wanted this program to be fun. So I'm thank you again for coming. Thank you again for sharing your thoughts with me. Thank you for signing my kudos board. If you haven't, it's still out there. Whew. Now I can start decompressing a little bit more.
And Steve did a good job too.
Oh God.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
absolutely.
you for having me.
Yep,
I'm
thanks
thrilled.
for
This was
emceeing.
great. Yeah, this was fun.
And Greg and Jim for planning, and Michael Dupree for doing the hardball, softball, or what did they say, hard egg, soft shell egg, those questions. Thank you for
Oh
doing
yeah,
that.
I forgot to mention Jim and Greg. Awesome guys too.
Yeah, they did a great job. Thank you for the slideshow, Jim. So these are like the credits. We watch TV, we sang a little song, so we're doing the credits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll add the blooper reel afterwards to the recording.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Perfect.
I probably have some, Betsy, from when we were shooting the smartboard.
Oh yeah. Oh my. You know what? Yes, I forgot about those videos. Oh my God. We were
I've got
doing
all
some
that.
videos. It was
I-
hilarious. But those were good times. Definitely good times. And I hope that with that program, communications tools training, I hope that again all the information that I've tried to contribute to your lives at Hennepin County have been helpful, and that you've been able to use that knowledge to help make your jobs better, more easier, more efficient. And I'm looking forward to whoever will be taking that position as that coordinator will be able to, step in place and be able to continue bringing you cutting edge information from the Department of Technology, the IT department. So some things that Steve rubs off on me. He's great. He's great.
Nothing but trouble, Betsy. Put the two of us
Me?
together in a room. Nothing but trouble.
Looks like we're down to our final, what do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 people.
Right.
All right. So you want to take it out, Steve? I mean, really take it out?
Well, I think, the folks summed it up remarkably well when, they say it's not what you do for people. It's not what you don't do for people. What they remember is how you made them feel. And Betsy, you always made us feel good. You were always a sunshiny disposition and always willing to help. And I think we all can agree that we always felt better when you were around, and we're going to miss you. So best of luck in everything that you do. We know that you will continue to make the world a better place.
Well, thank
Very
you.
well
Thank
said.
you.
Very
Thank
well
you.
said.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Steve and Betsy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.